Imagine a man who was faster than lightning, stronger than the fiercest storm, and bold enough to declare himself the greatest even before proving it. A man who stood toe-to-toe with legends, conquered giants like Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman, and transformed boxing into an art form. He floated like a butterfly, stung like a bee, and captured the hearts of millions around the globe. But what happens when the invincible begins to fade? What led the greatest fighter the world has ever known to hang up his gloves forever? He was more than a boxer. He was a force of nature, a symbol of courage, and a poet with fists. Muhammad Ali defeated the unbeatable, stood tall against the fiercest warriors, and reigned supreme as the king of the ring. His battles with Joe Frazier, his legendary knockout of George Foreman, and his unwavering charisma turned him into an icon. But behind the triumphs and the cheers, a storm was brewing. A storm that would challenge even the greatest. What forced Ali to step away from the sport he dominated? What did he see in himself that no one else could? Stay tuned as we uncover the untold story behind Muhammad Ali's final bow in the ring, the heartbreaking reasons behind his decision to leave the ring. Stay with us as we unravel the rise, the glory, and the poignant final chapter of the man who will always be remembered as the greatest movie camera. Let's delve deeper into the two main reasons why Muhammad Ali ended his illustrious career. Number 1, decline in physical condition. Muhammad Ali's boxing style relied heavily on his agility, lightning-fast reflexes, and ability to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. However, over the years, the punishing nature of boxing began to take its toll. Ali's career spanned more than 2 decades, with over 60 professional fights, many of which were grueling, high-stakes battles. One of the most significant factors in his decision to retire was the deterioration of his health. By the late 1970s, his physical sharpness had noticeably declined. His once quick movements slowed, and he absorbed more punishment in fights than ever before. Doctors warned Ali about the potential long-term damage to his health, including the possibility of brain injury from repeated blows to the head. After his fight with Larry Holmes in 1980, where he endured a one-sided beating, experts noted alarming symptoms such as slurred speech and trembling hands, early signs of what would later be diagnosed as Parkinson's disease. Ali's declining physical condition was a stark contrast to the invincible fighter the world had come to know, and it was clear that continuing in the sport would only exacerbate his health issues. Number 2, diminished performance in the ring. For a fighter who prided himself on being the greatest, Ali's last few fights were humbling experiences. His decline was evident in his final 2 bouts, against Larry Holmes in 1980 and Trevor Berbick in 1981. The fight with Holmes was especially difficult to watch. Holmes, a former sparring partner of Ali, respected him immensely and seemed hesitant to inflict more damage than necessary. Despite this, Ali suffered a decisive loss, and his performance was far from his prime. Many critics and fans felt that Ali shouldn't have taken the fight, as it tarnished the memory of his earlier greatness. His last fight, the drama in the Bahamas against Trevor Berbick, was another clear indicator that his time in the ring had passed. Ali, at 39 years old, struggled to keep pace with the younger, fresher Berbick. Though Ali lost by unanimous decision, the fight lacked the excitement and magic that once defined his career. These defeats made it evident that Ali could no longer compete at the level he once did. Knowing when to step away is difficult for any athlete, but for Ali, who had achieved so much, it was the right time to retire. He officially ended his career after the Berbick fight, leaving behind an unmatched legacy as a 3-time heavyweight champion and one of the greatest athletes in history. Though Ali's career ended on a somber note, his retirement allowed the world to see another side of him. He dedicated his post-boxing life to philanthropy, activism, and inspiring others. Despite the challenges posed by Parkinson's disease, he continued to use his voice and presence to advocate for peace and humanitarian causes, proving that his greatness extended far beyond the ring. And so, we say goodbye to the greatest, a man whose name will echo through the halls of sports history forever. Muhammad Ali wasn't just a boxer. He was a poet in the ring, a warrior of principles, and a beacon of inspiration for millions. He gave us moments we'll never forget. The electrifying knockouts, the epic rivalries, and the unforgettable words that made us laugh, think, and cheer. Ali didn't just make boxing interesting. He made it a global spectacle, a dance of strategy and courage, a stage for greatness. Thank you, Muhammad Ali, for showing us what it means to fight with heart, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to leave a legacy that will inspire generations. Though you may no longer grace the ring, your spirit will always float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and remind us of the power of greatness. Rest in peace, champ. You will always be the greatest